Hi, I'm Amir Hamza and I've made a program by which we can create our own GUI programs without even writing a single line of code. So here it is. Let me just minimize this. So this is the main window of my program, which I've named Hestia, which shows a message which says create a new file or open an existing one to get started. The main window also offers some options, which are file options and help. So let us create a new file. So here, the left blank box is the canvas on which we can drag drop our widgets and create our own GUI setup. The left box holds the data for the current widget. As you can see, there is no widget on the screen and we have not selected any widget yet. So the current widget is none. So making a widget is really easy. We just have to go to the new widget option and select the widget. There are three widget right now and we can just select one, for example label. Then here we can just drag and drop this anywhere on the canvas and the label will be there. Then we can set options such as text options, background color, foreground color, width, border width and relief. If you have worked with Tkinter before, you know what these mean. So, for example, I'm making a simple interest calculator. So, the heading of my program would be simple interest calculator. We can set this text as text item or a variable. Since this is a label, we don't have to change it much. So, we can simply set it as text item. We can change the background color by our choice, but default is better. I guess we can just change it anytime we want. Changing the border width of the label to 0 will give it a more natural feel. And by just placing the widget, it will update the label text to the simple interest calculator. And then here it is. Then we can add other labels such as no, we have the liberty to add any number of labels. I'm keeping the text of this widget as enter principal as I am building a simple interest calculator and I'm keeping the border width 0 to keep a uniformity in my program that I'm designing. And placing this, then next we can put an entry here. You know how Tkinter has these widgets. So next, since we want the user to enter something in this entry, you're keeping the text, which I'm keeping empty as text variable. Now I'm naming this variable as prints, yep, or print, then placing this here. Then the next label enter rate. I'm gonna just build this real quick. Doing the same process with this. Then time, enter time. Setting this as this, border at 0 is entry. Setting this as variable, time, with 1. Then placing a button on the canvas. Here I'm just keeping the text as submit, but what this button will do after clicking is up to us, as this program does not write the function of the button. We have to write the function ourselves. This program only creates the GUI setup. Placing this back, then now the basic interface of our program is ready. Now the next things that my program offers are add-ons. For example, TTK, MySQL, PIL. PIL is pillow module of Python, which helps us handle images in our programs. So clicking this, gives us a menu to enter username, password, and database. Here I'm entering my credentials just to demonstrate how this works. Then next, it offers the option to modify parent window name. So the parent window name is the one that is referred to the window throughout the whole program that we usually keep as root. In my program, the default name of the window is top. We can set it to any name we want. I'm naming this back root. Then the title. The title of the window and the name of the window are two different things. For example, the title of my main window is currently untitled. This is the title of the window, or we can also say the name of our program. So I'm keeping the title as simple interest calculator. Clicking OK. Then it also gives us the liberty to add logo to our program. I'll just add this too. I have a pre-made logo that I have also used in my program. Then it is almost ready. Then now we have two options. Either we want to get our code, or if we want to continue our work someday else, we can just save the setup of this program, or we can save code to get our code. For demonstration, I am saving the setup of this code. So going on desktop, saving this as simple interest setup. Now this program has saved the setup of my program. Now I'll just demonstrate. If I'll just close this, yes. Now if I'm opening my program to work on it someday else, now we can just open that setup and then we are good to go with that. Going to file, then opening setup. We can just go to that program, go to the setup, and then click on simple interest setup and open. By this, we can continue our work from the point we have left it. So now, if we want our code, we can just save, click the option save code, then we can write code to it. Now I'm keeping the name of this program as a simple interest code. Code. Now I have the code of this program in the text file I've saved. I'll just close this and going to project run trials. So here is the code of my program that I just designed using my program Hestia. As you can see, this has detailed code of the program I just designed. Now, just to run this program, you can just copy all of this and open. Ideally, yes, this my program uses Python and Tkinter in the background to help build codes. So copying and pasting this. And saving this. Here we have our GUI setup that we just designed. Now, as you can see, my program has beautifully written the code of the setup that we just designed using Hestia. But if I enter things in this and click submit, nothing will happen because we have to write the function of this button ourselves. So I'm just closing it. I'll just give you a brief explanation about the code. This is the name of the window that acts as the parent container, root. that I just set in my program. This line adds the title to our program, which in our case is simple interest calculator. This line sets up the logo to our program, and the only we can only set the logos that are of the extension .ico. We cannot set .jpg as our logo. That is the limitation. Root.geometry sets the canvas size, which we can also set in our by my program. These are the variables that are being used in our program. These are the Tkinter variables and not Python variables. And we can also see to which widgets are these attached. Print is attached to this entry, rate is attached to this entry, and time to this entry. We can also see that my program has also set the default value of these variables, which in our case is empty string. So, and this line helps us to connect to the SQL, by which we can use SQL connectivity in our programs to help us extend the features of our program. This, and also my program uses .place method to place widgets on the canvas, and my program doesn't use .grid and .pack, as this is easier when we use my program to build the application. So this was all about the code, and opening my program once again. This program also has help section, and you can just see about my program. Then I also have documentation of this program. If just in case you don't know how this program works, I have detailed documentation of this program. Now finally, I would like to say that I have decided not to give the code of this program to anyone, but if you request, I can give you the executable file to this program by which you can build your own GUI programs easily. Fun fact, Hestia is the name of Greek goddess of architecture, and as my program also helps us build our build the architecture of our programs, I have chosen this name for it. In short, Hestia gives you the creative liberty to design the GUI setup of any program you want without worrying about writing the code of the setup. So have fun designing the codes, and thank you.